Dog Daddy gets attacked by vicious dog on the loose.
Hello guys, it's the Dog Daddy. I heard you guys are all here to learn about this incident where a dog got off the leash, escaped from the owner, and tried to attack my dogs and I. And there's a little confusion on how that happened and what caused it. So I wanted to bring some light to it. So exactly here is the moment where the dog got on the loose and started running around. I was waiting for the owner to tighten the collars of the dogs because they were really hard for him to handle, and I saw that he was struggling and the dogs were pulling back, trying to escape from the leash the whole time when I got to the park. And before anyone says like that this could have been prevented, let me just show you what I was told I would be working with. This is not to shame the owner in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to let you guys know what I was expecting that I would be working with, which was leash manners and obedience. Not until I was already at the park, I was told the dogs were protective. And so I set up this as a private lesson, and I wasn't expecting to be working with dogs that were trying to bite. These dogs had a lot more issues. They were really anxious and overprotective. So there was a lot of things going on here that I had to work with, and so I wasn't really actually prepared for that, just because again I was only going to be working with these two dogs and thinking that I would be working with the leash issues, and again this was kind of a surprise when I got there. So then once again I had to learn to adapt to the occasion, and I did, and we started to work with the dogs very quickly. I had to evaluate the dogs and see what each dog was all about. I realized that the one that I'm working with here right now was definitely a high-risk biter. He was definitely ready to bite. The other one was just really anxious and creating a lot of the problems. So as I evaluated the dogs, I knew exactly what approach I needed to take. So I worked mostly with this dog right here. His name is Terry, to be able to get him under control because he's really overprotective and he was ready to deliver a bite, while the other one was just instigating. So I did that, and then we worked with the other dog on more obedience and helping with the anxiety, and then very soon we had both dogs together and I was able to handle them back to the owners, and we finally were able to proceed with training them, and we had them around a lot of people and dogs, and throughout the entire training things just started to get better and better and better. And again, the only reason for that chaos in the beginning there, it's just because I really wasn't expecting that. And number one. Number two, I always tell my clients, if you're coming for the training, you have to at least be able to hold your dogs back when I'm not working with you. You have to have really good control over your dog to at least hold them still, because otherwise it's a danger. I would never encourage you guys to bring your dogs, especially to a public setting, if you cannot physically at least hold your dog back. I mean, I work with very difficult dogs, very aggressive dogs, but you have to at least be able to tell me that your dog is not going to escape from the leash. They're not going to drag you to the ground. You have to be able to at least hold them back still. But anyways, I was already there, and I'm Dog Daddy, and so I knew I had to help these people, and I'm so happy that at the end of the day I was able to do so. Most people online, or even other trainers in person, they would take this opportunity to throw blame and be dramatic, and me on the other hand, I handled the situation. I didn't complain about anything, and I just took the opportunity to educate the owners. They had horrible collars on the dogs, horrible leashes on the dogs, and that's why the dogs were so out of control. And now they went home to have much better dogs, and I am able to use the video now to also educate other dog owners that a lot of these dogs that act so out of control and that are such a danger to the public, just because they have been enabled, are actually really easy to be trained and corrected using the right techniques and the right tools. And so, you really should be more aggressive about getting help for your dog before things escalate so much, because these dogs here were so much older now. And that's why they were so crazy in the beginning, because they were enabled for so long. Now here, guys, watch how closely this dog was to bite me. If you see, when he comes right here trying to get my leg, he did an attempt there. He tried to go underneath and bite my leg. I'm going to explain to you guys the only reason this dog was not able to bite me, and this is a great way for you to be prepared to defend yourself in a situation like this. I was so close to getting bitten, and if I didn't know what to do at that moment, I would most definitely have been bitten. You can tell that this dog is ready to bite. You can see here again, I'm trying to get the leash and he's lunging, trying to bite. And it's more of the lighter color dog that's ready to bite, and you can tell the other one is just really anxious. I didn't know these dogs. I never met them before. Now what I did there, guys, is stand my ground. I had nowhere to run to. There was no fence for me to hop over. There was nothing for me to get on. There was no gate for me to run through. Whenever you are in this particular situation where you're in an open area and a dog comes for you, you need to stand your ground. You need to grab an object and you need to wave towards that dog, because they have enough common sense that if something's swinging towards them and you're standing your ground, they don't want to get hit. They don't want to get hit with that thing that is swinging at towards them, which I never hit this dog with that. I was swinging it towards him to tell him that I'm standing my ground, and you do that for long enough until the dog gives up. You saw that afterwards when he tried to go for my dogs, I was able to go towards him and he was submissive already, and he ran away back to his owner. Now if I was afraid and I backed away from him without standing my ground and without swinging something towards him, he would have bitten my leg there, and he probably would have come back and bitten me many times. You always run first if you can, but if you don't have enough time to get to safety, you need to stand your ground and fight.